Hi, I'm Amy Gould, Certified Dubsado Specialist, and today I'm here to talk to you about how to set up a scheduler in Dubsado. But I'm going to do more than that. We're actually going to talk about who the Dubsado scheduler is a good fit for, who it's not a good fit for, and why the Dubsado Jibber is a great tool to use for service-based entrepreneurs. Once we've gone through all those things, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up your Dubsado scheduler and walk you through every single step so you can get going using a Dubsado scheduler for your own service-based business. Sound good? All right, let's get started. So first of all, let's talk about the Dubsado scheduler and who it's a good fit for, as well as who it's not a good fit for. And it's pretty simple. The Dubsado scheduler is really awesome for service-based entrepreneurs like yourself who want to work one-on-one with clients. That is the perfect use for the Jibber scheduler. If, on the other hand, you want to schedule appointments for multiple service providers, then I would definitely recommend looking at something like Calendly or Acuity. Both of those are going to be able to handle that type of capability, and I'm hoping that Dubsado is going to have that in the near future. But right now, it's not there yet. So if you're a service-based provider who likes to work one-on-one with clients, you're in the right place. And if not, I would definitely recommend using something like Acuity or Calendly, but that doesn't mean you can't use Dubsado for everything else. And I actually have a blog post over on my website at amysgould.com that'll show you exactly how you can integrate Calendly or Acuity with your Dubsado scheduler. So if you're interested in that, hop on over to my website and check it out. So let's roll into the next part of this video, which is why do I recommend Dubsado scheduler for service-based providers? Why not just do a little email back and forth, figure it out, or hop on a call and figure it out on the call? That's all well and good, but there are a few reasons that I love to suggest the Jibber scheduler or Calendly or Acuity, anything like that. And the main reason is you're not going to waste so much time going back and forth trying to decide when to book the appointment. You might send an email one day, not get a response back till the next day. Oh no, that appointment's not good. That time's not good. That doesn't work for me. Okay, how about this time? Oh, nope, I have to go to a baby shower at that time. How about this time? And you go back and forth like that, and it can take you days. And the bad part is you can totally end up forgetting about that person because you got busy with other things. So that whole, what I like to call scheduler ping pong thing, you can just nix that and kick it to the curb. But some people think that schedulers are a bit impersonal. I think that totally has to do with how you give someone that scheduling link. Obviously, if you say something like, here's my link to my scheduler, go book an appointment, that is kind of impersonal. It's very cold. But you could say something like, hey, here's a link to my scheduler. Have a look at it and pick a time that works for you. I'm so looking forward to working with you. See the difference there? It's definitely a different take and a different way to present that scheduler to someone. The reason I like schedulers is they take a lot of work off your plate. For starters, your client gets a confirmation email with their date, time, location, Zoom link, all that stuff. So you don't need to do that. But then they also get a reminder email, or maybe two. And this way people don't forget about appointments. Another reason I love Auto Scheduler is you can add in buttons to add the appointment to the calendar so that your client can add the appointment to their... And you can also set up a button for them to push to reschedule or cancel the appointment. Without you having to do a thing, they can click reschedule, go rebook the appointment, or just cancel it if they decide they're not a good fit to work with you. Now let that sink in a minute. That is a lot of things that you don't even have to be involved in. You'll just get a notification that someone booked an appointment, canceled an appointment, or rescheduled an appointment without you having to lift a finger. That's why I like schedulers for service-based entrepreneurs, because we're busy. We have a lot of things to do. As business owners, we have to run our business and we have to provide a service. So that's two things, not one thing. If you can take something like booking appointments and rescheduling appointments off your plate, I definitely want you to do that. Another reason I like schedulers is that you can block off time and say only book appointments during this time and that time. And that means that you can say, I'm only taking calls with clients on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I want to leave Mondays open for planning and getting my content together. I want to leave Wednesdays open for client work and Fridays just for catching up all the last things that I didn't get done during the week. The person books the appointment, they don't even see the other days as being available. They just see what's available on Tuesday and Thursday. They pick an appointment. That scheduler is basically like your secretary guarding your schedule, and that is a beautiful thing. Another thing is your scheduler keeps you from booking appointments at crazy hours, like at 6 in the morning or 8 o'clock at night. If someone tries to book one of those times, it's going to be like, nope, sorry, you can't book then. It's not available. And so the person might have to email you and ask, hey, can we book an appointment at 7 or something like that? That's entirely up to you. If you stick to the scheduler gets to be the bad guy and the person can just pick a time that's in your window of opportunity. Another thing I forgot to mention in the beginning of this video is that it can link to your Google Calendar, your Outlook, your Apple Calendar, all of those things. So it can see when you have personal appointments like a haircut or a doctor's appointment or something like that. And it'll go, oh, okay, they're booked then. I'll only show availability at these times. So that's great because you can go right into your calendar and block off, let's say 2 hours to get your hair done, and you won't get double booked. So that is great. It helps you avoid that whole embarrassing thing where you have to email the client and go, hey, sorry, I have a doctor's appointment at that time. Can we reschedule? Now let's get into setting up your Dubsado scheduler. Okay, here we are inside my demo account, and I'm going to show you how to set up a brand new Dubsado scheduler so you can see exactly how to do this. So you're going to head right over here to the left-hand side of the screen and hit Scheduler. Then click Add a Template. And then we're just going to go in here and add our appointment information. So first off, the appointment name. Let's make it a discovery call. How long is the appointment going to be? Let's say it's 30 minutes. You can also set a custom time by clicking right here. And then when can this appointment be scheduled? So you have a few options. You have rolling day window, fixed date range, indefinitely. Okay, so rolling day window means that you can set a duration for how far out someone can book. For instance, you could say, I only want people to book appointments out in the next 7 days, or 14 days, or a month. The fixed date range is, I only want people to be able to book appointments from April 1st to April 30th. I'm doing mini sessions then, and I want those dates only open. Nobody can book in May or June, and they're only going to see the dates that you select. Then indefinitely means you can book out as far as you want. If you want to book an appointment 6 months from now, have at it. So pick your option here. I'm going to go rolling day window, and I'm going to say 14 days so my leads don't get too cold. Actually, I'm going to do 7. What the heck? Then you're going to say, once booked, show me as available or busy. So if you're going to book multiple people at the same time, like if you were using this for a webinar, you would say available. And that way other people can book that appointment too. If you are only booking one-on-one calls, then you would click busy so that no one else can book that appointment. Next, we're going to put the location. Now, if you're doing Zoom or a phone call, you could just put Zoom or phone call there. But if you're going to be in a location, you can put the address. Then we're going to pick the email that would go out if I was going to send this scheduler to someone through Dubsado. We're going to start with the lead inquiry response because that's pretty close to what I would want to do. I'd absolutely love to schedule time to chat with you about your project. Here's a link to my schedule. Why don't you have a look and choose a date and time that works for you. Looking forward to meeting with you soon. There we go. Then we're going to actually scratch that. I got so busy doing all of this stuff, I rolled right past setting availability. And that's probably the biggest part of this is setting your availability. So the scheduler knows when you're available for appointments. And like I said, me personally, I don't take discovery calls on Mondays usually. So I'm going to delete that. And then I'm going to say all Mondays. Boom. All Mondays are now gone from that. Now I'm looking at Tuesday and I don't love 9 to 5. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to say all Tuesdays. And then I'm going to go back here and I'm going to say, let's say I wanted to do 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And by the way, you can do 14-hour clock and it'll or 24-hour clock, and it'll automatically put in the PM for you. All right, now I've added that time in. I'm going to click all Tuesdays. Perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going through here and do what I want. Wednesdays is my day to do client work. Thursday, let's just say I'm going to do 10 a.m. to 1600. Boom, that's in there. That looks good, all Thursdays. And then I don't want to book time on Fridays. All right, so now I've got time on Tuesday, I've got time on Thursday every week. But let's say I had a client that wanted to meet with me on a Friday and I decided to open up some time because I'd been busy earlier during the week and wasn't able to do calls. So I'm going to click add time, but this time I'm going to say, I only want that available on October 27th. So let's say we're doing noon to 4. I'm going to click add times and I'm going to say only October 27th. There we go. Now it's only on October 27th. If I scroll forward, you won't see Friday available after October 27th. We're going to hit save so that all of our changes, including the schedule we just did, are in there. And then we're going to go to advanced. So this is where you set all those things that I mentioned earlier in the video, like prevention. So let's say I don't want to let anyone book less than 24 hours in advance. So they can't book it an hour before or 4 hours before. They have to book at least 24 hours ahead of time. So I have time to take a look at things and know that there's an appointment on my schedule and all of that. Then we're going to do buffer time. And this allows you to put time before and after the appointment. So you have a little time to take a break, get some water, do some things like that. So I'm going to say I want 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after the appointment. Then I want to display available time in increments of 15 minutes in this case. So you can say, I only want it in half hour, but it gets a little funky when you're doing appointments that are 30 minutes and you have 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after. If someone books an appointment at 5:30 or let's say 10:30, that appointment goes from 10:30 to 11, and then the scheduler books 15 minutes after. So the next available appointment, if you have 30-minute increments available, would be at 11:30. Does that make sense? So you definitely want to keep in mind the increments that you're showing, as well as the time that you're booking and the time that you're buffering. And so sometimes I think a lot of people just do 15 minutes before or 15 minutes after, but not both. And that way you're not ending up with 15 minutes after and 15 minutes before padding the time and some extra funky math. Now you also can say, oh, you know what? I only want to have 4 appointments a day or 2 appointments a day. You'd put that number here. If you want to limit how many times the scheduler can be used, you can say, oh, I only want the scheduler to be used 4 times. Let's say you were booking dates for a webinar where it was just like one day. You would say, oh, I want 20 people to be able to attend the webinar. You could say, oh, 20 people go in here, and then this scheduler won't be able to be used after that. So that's one reason you would use that option here. Then we're going to set the welcome message. So we're going to say to Amy Gould and Co., we're glad you're here. This just shows at the top of the page. when people see the scheduler. And I'll show you the finished scheduler when we're done so you can see that. Then you're going to pick your confirmation email, and you should have already written these ahead of time. I probably should have mentioned that in the intro, but you'll want to set your confirmation email, which I don't have one written actually. I'm going to hit pause a second and write those emails quick. Okay, I'm back and I've got those appointments scheduling emails in my canned emails here. You can see them right there. So I'm going to go back to my scheduler and set this confirmation email. We're going to grab that email that I just wrote. We're going to add an additional lead capture form because this is going to be on our website and we want to capture the client information when they book this appointment so that they're added to the Dubsado account for us. So I've added my lead capture form here. You could redirect to like a welcome page or a client success sort of page with videos or information for people that are at this stage in the journey with you, or you can just leave this blank. You can also redirect to your email marketing software as well. You could redirect to an opt-in form that is set up to specifically handle people from your discovery calls. So it says, hey, wait, before you go, make sure you sign up for my newsletter so you stay up to date on everything that we're doing. That's another great use of that redirect URL. Then you can toggle on invoice to secure a booking. So I would toggle that on and say, let's say I was using this for a photographer's mini session or something. Then I would say mini set fall, describe it here. One, let's say they're $350 for a 30-minute fall mini session. This is a really dinky description. I would probably put way more than that in there, but you get the idea. If there's tax, you put that. If there's a discount code, you put that there. And then you can also pick the category for this session. So I'm going to leave that blank for now. Okay. And then I can say, do I want to allow clients to apply discounts? Yes or no. If I say yes, which discount do I want to add? Then here's where you definitely want to make sure to set this up, the notifications. And I usually say, let's set up one 24 hour and click add. And then 1 hour before, or, whatever makes sense for your client in your situation, you do you. But I like to give at least 1 or 2. All right, we've got our notifications in there. We picked the emails, and that's where this information is coming from here. That all looks good. And then the last thing is I can toggle on monthly view so that it shows in a block format instead of a line. And I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. So I'm going to hit save and we're going to click on the link here. Oh, copy link. So this is where we go to get the code. If you want to embed it in your website, you would copy this here and paste it into an HTML code on your HTML block on your website. And then otherwise you can go here and copy the direct link. And this is the link you would share if you were messaging someone and wanted to send them to your scheduler or anything like that. So I've got this link here and I can just share that. But I'm going to go up here and just paste it in here so you can take a look at what this looks like. So this is what your clients would see on their side. You can see my branding colors represented here and the name. You can see the Welcome to Amy Gould Co., that banner that I put in there. And you can see availability here, that there's a form attached, and this one has an invoice. So I'm just going to pick a day and a time. And here's the thing, like if somebody clicks in here and clicks the date and time, but they don't fill out and submit the form and then pay the invoice in this case, because I attached an invoice, they won't get that appointment. So always something to keep in mind when you're using, especially the invoice, and also just like how long do you want to make this form? Because you want to make sure people are booking the appointments. That's the biggest thing, but you definitely want to know about your person that's booking the appointment too. So they just fill out the information whatever you ask here, and then hit submit and next and pay the invoice, and their appointment's booked. So that is what the Dubsado scheduler looks like when it's all set up. I hope you found this useful. Please make sure to like this video if it was helpful to you, so I know to keep making more content like this, and subscribe so you keep up on future videos that I create.